with introduction, please.
Yes, thank you. This Wheatfield Town Board meeting of December 21st, 2020 is being held remotely and by electronic video conference via the Zoom video conference service due to the COVID-19 emergency situation. On March 13th, 2020, Governor Cuomo issued Executive Order 202.1 in an effort to address the conflict between the requirements of the Open Meetings Law and the governor's emergency orders limiting public gatherings. Specifically, Executive Order 202.1 suspends Article 7 of the Public Officers Law, also known as the Open Meetings Law, to the extent necessary to permit any public body to meet and take such actions authorized by law without allowing the public to be physically present at the meeting. This order also authorizes public bodies to meet remotely by conference call or other similar service. If a public body restricts access to its meetings or conducts a meeting remotely by conference call or similar service, the public body must provide the public the ability to view or listen to such meetings and must record and later transcribe such meetings.
Thank you,
meeting
Matt.
is being, a little bit, one more paragraph.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This meeting is being conducted pursuant to said order. Public comment period shall be suspended for this meeting as it is not required by law. There are no scheduled public hearings and technically difficult based on the circumstances. The town will accept questions, comments, and input via email and a regular mail and will be answered directly by the appropriate town personnel as soon as possible. Regular town meeting format in person with public comment will return as soon as emergency conditions resolve.
Thank you,
That's it.
Matt. Before we start our meeting, I think everybody was aware that Don Prufrock passed away. And as you know, he was also a dear friend of mine, but a town employee on the planning board for many, many years, I guess over 30 years. So if we just have a moment of silence in Don's name, please. My thoughts are with his family, and Don will truly be missed. He was a great man, as everybody knows. With that saying, we'll start our meeting, the Zoom meeting, with the Pledge of Allegiance. And it would almost seem better if maybe one person did it because we overlap. So anybody would like to do the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay, then I'll do it. How's that? I pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the flag, United States of America.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Kathy, would you lead the prayer, please?
Heavenly Father, we pray thee to grant wisdom to all who are in authority, that order and justice may be upheld to the benefit of all citizens, and guide us to better serve the people of our community. Restrain those who seek to destroy our government. We ask your divine wisdom to rest upon our leaders to guide them and protect them. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Kathy. For the record, all board members are present. Approval of the minutes, please. December 7th, 2020. Can I have a motion, please?
So move.
Have a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the bill payment for December 21st, voucher number 202-02167 through 202-02248 with a total amount of $242,795.31. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
I have a motion. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
I have a motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Bills are paid. We'll go to department heads, and some of the department heads will not be here tonight. As you know, Richie's father did pass away. My best to their family also. Paul Sigmund is not on, so I expected him, but I guess he's coming late. Richie Donner, as you know, will not be here. Mike Rinaldi's on. Mike, do you have anything for us tonight?
I do not. Just I have the motion that's in the packet.
Right. Anything else, Mike? Just within
Nope.
the packet? Okay. Mike, I'm not going to forget you tonight.
Okay, thank you. And actually, I'm going to kind of defer this back to motions. You have in front of you the motion for the white format scanner. And, you know, what Larry's started at the beginning of this was the discussion about the different model that we're looking at. And we're going to introduce that model with, I think Larry's limitation too was not to exceed portion of it. And what this really does for us, it's not just the building department that this is for. This is something that the town's all going to get involved with. And Kelly, she's very familiar with the equipment because of what she was doing in the town of Pendleton. But this is great for the fact that we can now start archiving, record keeping our building plans. You know, we've been looking at ways of trying to find locations to store things, and this makes the most sense. Finally, this is going to clean it up, make it a lot more accessible. And again, Kelly can use it. I'm sure at some point, maybe even Kathy, and maybe even between highway and sewer, if we need to do maps, large formats, producing them. If we need specific things, not tons of printing, but things that maybe the planning or site plan products that we need to do something here and there. The onesies, twosies we'll be able to do. But the scanning, the record keeping is the key to this. And thank you, Larry, again, for the work with HP on this. I think this is phenomenal.
Yeah, let me intercede for a second. One of the reasons I jumped in on this was Mike had one bid from Toshiba for an HP plotter scanner, and I knew HP was on state contract, but I didn't see state contract ed on the quotation. So I called up HP. They asked them if this particular model was on state contract. They assured me it was. I said, well, you better reach out to your vendor, Toshiba, and tell them, because the Toshiba resale person didn't realize that the town of Wheatfield was government, and he didn't know we were entitled to state contract. So going a little bit further, and this was an $8,900 purchase. And normally, if you don't have state contract, you have to get three price quotes, and there was only one price for this particular plotter scanner. So going a little bit further, they had another model that was like $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 more. But with putting it under state contract, we're now going to be able to get this better model for about $1,000 less than what Kelly and Mike wanted initially. So we're saving $3,000 or $4,000 by going to the better model using New York State contract. So those contracts
Awesome.
are out there to benefit us to get good. I know the departments use it to buy vehicles with and stuff, but we really got to make sure we utilize all these state contracts because they have good pricing.
Larry, thank you for your efforts. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mike, anything else? Well, we got you on.
Other than Merry Christmas to everybody, because we won't be talking until after the holidays, and Happy New Year, and
Yes. Same to
I'll
you.
leave it at that.
Yeah, same to you all.
Thank you.
Okay, Kelly, do you have anything for us tonight? Kelly, you're muted. There we
Okay, the only thing I have is just to let everyone know that the Governor Cuomo actually signed the executive order this past weekend to allow anyone that received the aged exemption or the limited income disability exemption, if they received it last year, they do not have to renew. They will continue receiving it this year, just so we don't have to have like those 400 people come into the town hall and renew, because the older senior citizens, they don't want to do anything on the computer and they want to come in and do it in person. So that's a good thing that the governor did. So I'm going to be sending out a letter to them, just letting them know that they don't have to come in and renew, and that we would see them, the following year.
Good news, Kelly. Thank you. Anything else, Kelly?
Nope, that's all.
Okay, constables are not here. Arlene, Mandy, how about Tim Zuber? Tim, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, the only thing I have for you is a planning board summary from the past couple of meetings. And if you like, I can do just a brief touch on them. A lot of them are repeat things or ones that we've heard before. So I can kind of graze through them real quickly.
Okay, if you would, Tim.
Sure. The first one was a November 18th meeting. There was only one item, a sketch plan for Supreme Auto Storage. It's an existing business on the boulevard that wanted to add some exterior storage. And they were advised to seek a variance from the ZBA for that project. The next item, or the next meeting, was December 2nd meeting. First item on that was the Child's Creative Development Center, the daycare that's on the boulevard near Demler. We've talked about that one a couple times. At this particular meeting, though, the planning board issued a negative declaration under seeker and approved the site plan contingent upon engineering review and the planning board conditions. The other item was a sketch plan. Well, it was supposed to be a sketch plan review for that Shawnee Estates development, but the applicant contacted the planning board the day of the meeting and asked to be removed from the agenda because of scheduling conflicts. So that was all it was of that meeting. And the last meeting was December 16th, our most recent one. And on that one, the first item on the agenda, I know there were a lot of people on Zoom on this one. It was the CVE solar project. And the applicant was in discussing that project. It's a 5.5 megawatt direct current, 4 megawatt alternating current utility scale solar energy system. It'd be built on 22.5 acres of a 54 acre parcel. It's on the north side of Lockport Road. It's kind of near the fire hall down there. It's an industrial zoned area. So the planning board talked a lot about, different requirements for the site plan, including, a lot of attention was put on screening and mentioning of pilot agreements and such. So there was no action taken on that. The next one was the review of a sketch plan for the DePaul Properties project on Lockport Road near Walmore. And again, that one, there was just a lot of things that were discussed on that project. I don't know if anybody knows already, but they were proposing a 3-story building for a total of 82,400 square feet. They'd be subdividing the parcel. So the front part would be the portion that would be developed for DePaul, with the back part remaining under the ownership of the current owner, with a 66-foot wide right of way up the east side for access to the back. Project would have 20 studio apartments, 56 1-bedroom apartments, and 6 2-bedroom apartments, along with associated parking. So again, they went through a lot of items with that, talked how there's going to need to be reviewed by the FAA and the NFTA because it's in the airport overlay district. No action was taken on that. Next item, Shawnee Estates actually did show up to this meeting, but they also submitted a new site plan by email about 2 hours before the meeting. So there wasn't enough time to look at it. So there was some brief general discussion, but that one's really on hold until the next meeting. The planning board can have a chance to digest what was submitted. The last item was that gentleman, again, for his business on Niagara Falls Boulevard, but he called right before the meeting and asked to be removed from the agenda because he didn't know how to use Zoom or the technology yet. So that was it. That's our planning board summary.
Anybody have any questions for Tim? Any comments? Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. Let's move right into motions. Matt?
Okay, thank you. First motion is the one we've briefly discussed from the building department, to approve and authorize the building department to purchase an HP Design Jet MFP Series 36 large format printer scanner from Toshiba Business Services. And I guess we're amending the motion at this point, not to exceed $8,000 to be paid from the building department's 2021 budget.
I'll make that motion. I'd like to insert, though, the model that we're getting as a T as in Tom, 2600 MFP as in Mary Frank Paul. So it's a T2600 MFP plotter scanner.
And I think the resolution should also state purchase under state contract.
Yes, under New York State contract.
Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, this next motion I had is amended, or modified. I said on Friday, done a modified motion, and it's modified into the number of $200,000 has been reduced to $186,000. I'll read the beginning. To approve an amendment to the 2020 Highway Fund budget for the use of highway equipment capital reserve funds to increase the budgetary appropriation for the down payment on the purchase of 2 new tandem plow trucks as follows. And as I said, both those numbers are amended to $186,000.
84.
184.
184, there's my math. 184, I'm sorry.
Just a brief explanation is the fact that the trucks did come in the incorrect color, and they are actually removing $8,000 per truck from the vehicle cost. And I went and looked at the vehicles. The color isn't bad, but it is not exact to what we have. It's identical to the pickup trucks. Okay,
What kind
Matt.
of trucks? What kind of trucks are they, Don?
I believe they're Max.
They are Max. Paul had sent me something. They're Mack trucks.
I talked to Paul today, and I didn't ask him what kind. I know this is from money that he's saved over the last several years, so that was my question that I had on that. But
Very
okay.
nice trucks. I took a good look at them. They're nice equipment. So we need a motion. Somebody make the motion. I'll make the motion.
So moved.
Okay, second. All in favor? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next motion from the budget director, be it resolved that this town board does hereby approve the following 2020 budget transfers for the general fund, highway fund, and sewer fund as presented in the motion package.
I'll make the motion.
So moved.
Do I have a
Second.
second? I have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Who did
Aye.
the second?
That was me. It was Kurt.
Thank you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next motion from the Recreation Department to approve and authorize the Recreation Department to have carpet installed in 2 offices at the Recreation Building on Nash Road at Fairmount Park from Payne's Carpet Outlet for $1,950 to be paid from the Recreation Department's 2020 budget. The Recreation Department believes the quote is the lowest responsible quote of the 3 obtained, and it meets the town's needs.
Have a motion,
So
please.
moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Before we vote on it, Mike, I understand it's a 6-inch bright orange shag.
You got it.
All in favor? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then we have one supplemental motion that was also added Friday, and this goes along with the truck purchase from the Highway Department. Motion to approve and authorize the Highway Department and the town of Wheatfield to tender down payment and issue the appropriate check in the amount of $184,000 on the purchase of 2 new tandem plow trucks to Conway Beam Mac. Said amount is discounted in the amount of $60,000 from the original proposed down payment of $200,000 due to a deviation of the equipment supplied from the original order paint color to be paid from the 2020 Highway Fund budget.
Said they were different color. What color are they, Don?
They are yellow. It's just a different yellow. It doesn't match the yellow trucks that we have, although it does match all of our pickup trucks. And it's not a drab color like the school bus yellow. It's actually, I thought it looked pretty nice. And so Paul's going to think it over, but he's going to get a price on the repainting. But I'm hoping that he accepts the color because they actually look very nice. We may want to think about going to that color. If you get a chance, stop by and take a look. They look quite nice. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, a motion and second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Matt.
Okay, I have no further motions. Thank you.
Hey, Larry, you have anything for us tonight?
Yeah, Don Profrak's going to be sadly missed. Thanks for bringing that up at the beginning of the meeting. We also lost another member of the Assessment Board of Review. Don Donner passed away last week too. So, you know, you're going to be sadly missed. That's all I have.
Both longtime Wheatfield residents, both well liked. Gil, what do you have?
From Adams Fire Company, they'd like to remove Daniel Drexis and Emily Rossa. And I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. I have a motion and second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Johnsburg wasn't the only fire hall that lost a older valued member. Bill Bush died. He was 45 years plus at Adams, and he used to be the Santa.
What was the name again, Gil?
Bill Bush.
Bill Bush, okay. Sorry to hear that also.
That's all I have.
Okay, Kurt, what do you have for us tonight?
The holiday decorating event along Niagara Falls Boulevard is in full bloom now. We did get a couple of new and I would call pretty, I guess, impressive signage projects up. Streamline Designs has a really nice one. So that, I think that is going well. We're getting a lot of participation, and there's still a chance if, you know, if folks haven't started yet, it's going on for about another week. We did also get word from the Tribune that they're going to be putting an article in the next edition highlighting some of the efforts we did at the corner of Nash in Niagara Falls Boulevard. Rita Contact, one of our leads for the Enhanced Volunteers, who's on the call, helped get that going. Thanks, Rita. You had better luck than I did. I appreciate that. And then finally, just this is our last meeting of 2020. So just want to say thanks for all the work to all the department heads this year. I know it hasn't been easy. Wish everybody a happy holidays, and I look forward to greener pastures in 2021.
Thank you, Kurt. Anything else, Kurt?
No.
Okay. Randy.
I looked at, Ed, you submitted something, the state is cutting our paving money. Is that what I saw, like 30,000?
For the CHIPS money? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cut. Ed, are you on there?
Yes, I am. They cut 20%. I don't know the exact dollar amount, but it was 20%.
Okay, Ed, you know, while you're on there, I know I got that memo from you this afternoon about the ACH deposits. Could you tell us about that a little bit?
Yes, last week we received our state revenue sharing aid in the amount of $55,000, slightly over that. And that is the full amount. They did not reduce it by the 20% that they did with the highway CHIPS monies. And we also received our second mortgage tax payment last week. And when compared 2020 to 2019, we actually received slightly over $91,000 more than last year, which is good news. So basically there's two positive news. Yeah. One was that they did not cut our state revenue sharing aid by the 20%, which we anticipated. And our mortgage tax is much higher than last year, much higher than what we anticipated. So
that's good news.
Good news.
That's very good news. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ed, do you have anything else for us? Well, we got you on the...
No, that's it.
Okay. And to go back where I started, a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday morning, I drove around the town and I noticed the roads are in tough shape, a lot of roads. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here at Christmas, but I called Paul and he said, I only got so much to work with. That's why this caught my eye when they cut our money, because we got, he's got his hands full. That's all I can say. And again, Merry Christmas, like Kurt said to everybody. Have a safe New Year, and we'll see you next year.
Okay, I'm sorry, Randy, I didn't mean to cut you out. I thought you were done. Sorry about that. I don't know, anybody, I sent a Christmas message out today to the employees. Did anybody receive it?
I got it.
We did.
Did you? Okay.
Thank you.
So I hope that, because I certainly do appreciate everything our employees did, town board members and our employees, part-time and full-time, for everything they've done during this pandemic. It's been a tough year for everybody, but it's certainly appreciated. We have good people, and I think you'll notice in that little memo I sent out, where other towns have had to close and stop operation, we've continued to move forward because we've been cautious and been careful what we've done. And again, it's in the memo to all employees, and I hope everybody gets one. Sincere thank you for everything. I also want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and also a happy holiday season and a new year. And let's hope that 2021 is a better year than 2020. I look forward to it. One of the things too, we received notice today from Matt, thank you, that the state is mandating an emergency plan for all towns for public health emergencies. So I'm going to contact Mike Zarbo tomorrow. We've got to have that completed by April 1st. So it's something we're going to have to work on. It actually makes sense. So hopefully we'll do that. Also, I want to point out, if anybody has not had the opportunity to look at the decorations on the corner of Nash and the Boulevard, thanks again to Rita, Tom, and Kurt and your group. It's fantastic, and I've heard so many comments about how nice it is, and it does bring a little identity to the town of Wheatfield, and greatly appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. Our next meeting is January 4th, 2021 at 6:30.
Hey, Don,
Yes.
one last thing. Kathy sent an email today about the appointments, and they were to be postmarked by today, and I think the email that I saw was like at 1:50 this afternoon.
Yeah, if there's any additions, Randy, I'll send them tomorrow. But I know you're meeting tomorrow, so I sent you what we had so far.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.